1. Dreams of a stockbroker. My name is Franklin Fye, and I am a 16-year-old who is obsessed with the stock market. Maybe that's why I dream about it all the time. The one and only goal I have in life is to work on Wall Street. As long as I can remember, last week, all I have ever wanted to be is a stockbroker and to make millions of dollars. I don't ask for much, just to be young and rich. Someone once told me if you write down your dreams in a notebook, they will come true. Sounds easy enough for me, so instead of paying attention in class, I just sit there and write in my notebook, I, Franklin Fye, want to be a stockbroker when I grow up. I, Franklin Fye, want to be a stockbroker when I grow up. Okay, I think you get the point. I know you are probably thinking it is pretty ridiculous for a 16-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri to declare such things. St. Louis, Missouri. But it is my dream, and I want the whole universe to know it. I fill up notebook after notebook with my dreams, convinced that one day they will come true. Ever since I started reading Baron Woofet's newsletter, I've been obsessed with the stock market and personal finance. You see, Baron Woofet is the richest man in the solar system. Like me, he grew up in the state of Missouri, but not in St. Louis. He grew up and still lives in our state's capital, Jefferson City. Baron Woofet created his newsletter for teens to teach them about investing and how to be successful in life. He doesn't make any money from his newsletter. I suspect he quit caring about how much money he makes a long time ago. It seems to me his goal now is to help the youth of the world. His newsletter is where I have picked up most of my knowledge about the stock market. Based on the newsletter, Baron Woofet is tired of seeing the youth of the country continuously fall into debt. It's a vicious cycle. Most of us will go on to graduate high school, proceed to take out student loans for college, then maybe a loan for a new car, and eventually a 30-year mortgage on a big house we can't afford. Before we know it, we'll be so far in debt that we're forced to spend the next 25 years working to pay it off. I remember receiving my first newsletter from Baron Woofet. One of the headlines read, I have the power of compounding interest. According to the article, if a teen started saving $100 a month at the age of 16, with the power of compounding interest, he or she can save over $350,000 by the retirement age of 60 years old. The newsletter showed how to work the math in order to illustrate how powerful compounding interest could be if a person started saving as a teenager. After reading the article, I thought to myself, I don't know one person worth $350,000. My parents definitely did not have that kind of money. I came from a middle-class family that's happy to have food on the table every night. That day, I set a goal for myself. I would find a job and start saving $100 per month. How hard could it be? I tried to think of the richest person I know. I couldn't think of anybody who might even have $350,000. It seemed so simple to me. Who couldn't save $100 a month? Eventually, I remembered the richest guy I personally knew was this homeless guy who had just passed away. I would see him in the neighborhood and thought he was some guy without any money or family to watch over him. When he passed away, he had $250,000 sitting in a bank account. Then his daughter materialized out of nowhere, and she gladly claimed the money. Kinda sad, I know. It just goes to show that you can't judge a book by its cover. Other than the homeless man, I don't think I had ever met anyone with $100,000. Really, how hard could it be to save $100 a month? If I could do that, I would consider myself rich. At the start, I didn't know the first thing about the stock market, so I read all of Baron Woofet's past newsletters and started spending more time at the library. I checked out every book I could find on the stock market, finance, investing, and economics. I was immediately consumed with reading about the stock market the second I was exposed. The more I read, the more I knew I had to get in the game, like yesterday. I didn't win the lottery by being born into a rich family. My dad works down on the river docks, and my mom is a bank teller, so becoming rich through inheritance was out of the question. I knew that if I was going to become rich, I would have to take the bull by the horns and accomplish it on my own, just like Baron Woofet. I learned in Baron Woofet's newsletter that he started investing in the stock market around my age, 16. Therefore, I knew there was a way to get in the game. Baron Woofet did it, so can I. The way I look at it is this. I am the only person stopping me from getting a job and finding a way to open my first brokerage savings account. Other kids aspire to be in a famous rock band or maybe a professional athlete. Who am I to tell them it can't be done? In reality, it has all been done before. I want to be a stockbroker. My goal this year is to learn how to invest in the stock market and to open my first brokerage investment account. I want to start saving $100 a month. Then, one day, I want to study finance in college so I can become a stockbroker on Wall Street. This is the story of my junior year in high school, which turned out to be the most amazing year of my life. It was the year I opened my first investment account and the year I became a famous investor. Well, kind of. This is my story.